Hi guys, we are all football breaks tonight. We will open up a 2015 Leaf autographed mini helmet. We'll open a box of 2010 plates and patches, a box of 2017 plates and patches, and then we'll finish up a case of 2018 Score football that we've already busted in a couple of times, and we've got the rest of it to finish up tonight. So before we get started, I do have a few things to go over, and it looks like I also have my camera oddly centered, so maybe that's better there too. And let's get started on that so we can rip some packs here in a minute. First off, thank you to everyone who joins the break. I appreciate everybody who bids with me, breaks with me, chats with me. Many of you come by and just say, hey, just to watch and hang out. So anyone who participates in any way, I thank you very much and I appreciate you. Next thing on there, feedback, right? It's completely automated. And I do that because I'm always behind, it seems like. And this way, if I keep it, automated, then you're going to instantly get positive feedback as soon as you leave positive feedback for me. We will take a look now at the breaks that are coming up in the next 5 days on eBay. I list new things most nights. They do typically run for a 5-day period. So tomorrow night, we're going to open another case of the Onyx Preferred Players autographed baseballs. We will also open a half case of Bowman baseball. That's going to be the start of a new case. On Friday, we'll open another Game Day Greats autographed jersey, a half case of Prime Signatures football, and some National Treasures basketball, which comes out on Friday and is already insane, and the product's not even out yet. It's going to be so crazy. Saturday, we're going to open a full-size autographed helmet, some more autographed baseballs, a triple play baseball box, which has an autographed jersey, an autographed baseball, and an autographed picture in it. We opened one of those last night, and it was pretty awesome. And then we'll open some more Bowman baseball. On Sunday, note that we're going to start a little early at 9:30 instead of at 10. There'll be another autographed jersey, a case of Gem Mint football. If you've never opened that before or been part of one of those breaks, they're pretty cool. It is all graded cards that are going to be graded 9.5, could be higher. And some of them will be signed, perhaps. They're not guaranteed to be signed. Some of them, you look at the sales sheet, right? It'll tell you and give you some examples of what all is in that case, but it's a pretty cool product. And then we will also open some Jumbo Bowman on Sunday night. And then on Monday, we'll open some more Jumbo Bowman. So that's what the 5 days ahead look like for tonight. This is also the order that we're breaking in. The autographed mini helmet, 2010 plates and patches, 2017 plates and patches, and then our Score football. Notice that there's 2 different shipping dates on there. One is for the items that have free shipping, which are our first 3 breaks tonight. Anytime you have something with free shipping in a break with me, it's going to go out 6 or 7 days after the break. Unless you have something going sooner, then it might hitch a ride and get out the door earlier, perhaps. And, of course, our paid shipping break tonight is Score. I'm estimating Saturday. Guys, it's possible some of that could slide into Monday. It is a pretty extensive sort because of all the rookies that have to be sorted into their various teams and everything. But I'm hopeful that Saturday it will all get out, but there's a possibility some could slide to Monday. Finally, if you are in one of these breaks, the first 3 in particular, if you do not pull, if your team is not pulled in one of those breaks, you are still entitled to a consolation trading card. It can be from any year in any series. It would typically be sent with your next hit that went out the door from here. And if you want it sent sooner by itself, I can arrange that. You just shoot me a message in eBay. We'll work out the details. So to start things off tonight, a 2015 Leaf Autographed Mini Football Helmet Special Edition. And this is break number 2. It ended tonight, Wednesday, May the 2nd on eBay. We're live streaming it May the 2nd as well. And of course, you know the format. We have team names on one side, winning bidders across from it on the opposite side. If you're not in this break, you're going to get a chance to see your username up there when we get to your item. So that's kind of how that's going to work. Finally, you will notice that the background goes out of focus here. That is intentional. We're still going to be able to see everything just fine, though, so no worries. No worries. It's all good. Hi, little Loosh. How are you tonight? I see you in chat. So the last one of these autographed mini helmets from 2015 that we opened was like parallel universe kind of stuff. It was a guy who had played in college but only coached in the NFL, never played in the NFL, so that was fun. I'm hoping this will be a little easier to deal with and it's just going to be a player. That would make me happier. And it is, in fact, just a player, and it is a throwback helmet for the Washington Redskins, that looks like. Charlie Taylor. And way down in there, you can see that little thing that says Leaf. That's kind of a plastic credit card type deal, and that will have your COA type stuff on it. There's also a little COA sticker on the back. All right, so there is our first item of the night, a Charlie Taylor autographed mini helmet throwback for the Washington Redskins. We kind of cruise through these early ones, right? It does not take very long, so don't wander far if you're in score, because it's not going to take us long to get to it tonight. Probably you just saw this, but just in case somebody's jumped in the meantime, if you are in this break for 2010 plates and patches, please take a minute, look at the info you see there in regard to your anticipated shipping date and what happens if your team is not pulled. And we're going to roll right on over here into 2010 plates and patches football break number 28. As everything else tonight ended on May the 2nd on eBay, live streaming it same night. Anything you see that says no bids buyback, like the Bengals there, well, that's just an orphan team. Nobody loved it. Nobody gave it a forever home. So, yeah, any cards come out for that, they're going to hang out here with me. Join the gigantic pile of cards that I will never in my lifetime get sorted, it doesn't seem. Hi, T. Cassidy. What's shaking tonight, my friend? What kind of interesting news do you have for us tonight? Anything? I didn't have time to do much of anything today. I didn't even get to really watch any television, read any headlines or anything. I'm flying blind tonight. So a couple of things here about 2010 plates and patches. Everything in here is going to be numbered, even our base cards, and there's a base card stuck there in the bottom of the box, which is why I always show that the box is empty, because sometimes something's stuck in there. And then there's always an encased card on the top of the box. So our encased card tonight is Javid Best. And of course you can see you've got a hard signed auto there and a nice little patch for the Lions. It is numbered 2/699. Let me get a handful of sleeves out here, and then we're going to take a look at what else we've got. Yeah, you didn't watch anything today either, huh? Yeah, me neither. I was just crazy busy today. It was, yeah, out of hand. This is Dallas Clark /499 for the Colts, followed by a little Brett Favre. And Brett is numbered 2/499 for the Vikings. Next out for the Eagles, we have Riley Cooper, numbered 2/100. And we have a City Limits insert, Mark Sanchez for the New York Jets. Jets are probably going to be happier with their newly drafted quarterback, don't you think? This is numbered to 299. Poor Mark Sanchez, forever known for the butt fumble, right? And Ricky Sapp, that is a sticker autograph for the Eagles. It is numbered to 549. Next out, Shea Hood. I think that says Hood. No, maybe it doesn't say Hood. Hodge. Oh my goodness. Okay. Maybe I should say, I was going to say I need to have my eyes checked, but we all know my eyes are messed up anyway. That is to 449. Shea Hodge for the Washington Redskins. Oh, that's pretty. There's a pretty little Vince Young, and let me get a thick card sleeve out for this. I'm kind of digging that patch. That is a very nice Vince Young patch. It should be, because it's numbered to 5 for the Titans. And as you can see, there is a little, chipping and wear down there, particularly noticeable on that lower left-hand corner. Most of these things, especially the thicker cards, they don't come out minty mint and perfect. They do have a tendency to have some edge and corner issues along the way, unfortunately. And finally, we have a nice Demaryius Thomas rookie blitz, and that, of course, is a nice little relic to 299 for Denver. All right, so let's recap this and get this. Well, we'll just start with the one we just had in my hand, Demaryius Thomas rookie blitz for the Broncos to 299. Cool Vince Young with the really awesome patch there, numbered to 5, with, again, unfortunately, a little bit of chipping and things, particularly noticeable in the lower left corner. That was the Titans. And then Shea Hodge to 449 for the Redskins. Ricky Sapp to 549 for the Eagles. And then Javid Best was our encased card. That is to 699 for the Lions. So that is 2010 plates and patches all ready to go. Except I guess I can get rid of our checklist. We don't really need that at this point. T. Cassidy says, wouldn't it be great if Sanchez signed his cards with butt fumble? Yeah, that would be kind of funny. And guys, if and gals, anybody who happens to be watching live, if you would like to participate in chat and you are unable to see it or to figure out how to participate in it, there's a couple of things I can tell you. First one is that you do need to be logged in to YouTube, and the second one is if you're on a mobile device like a phone or a tablet, you also need to click on the link that says view the desktop version. So once again, if you are in this break for 2017 plates and patches, anticipated shipping date is Tuesday the 8th. Could possibly go sooner if you have another package heading out the door ahead of that. And if your team does not pull something in this break, as with any break, with me anyway, you are still entitled to a consolation trading card, typically sent with your next package, can be sent sooner. You just need to hit me up on eBay and let me know that's what you want. So one box of 2017 plates and patches football, break number 9, and same format. Team names on the left, your name in lights across from it there on the right-hand side, and anything that happens to say no bids buyback sadly was an unloved team that will hang out here with me. Superfly, hey, how are you? You said, oh man, so I'm going to assume that you did not hit what you were looking for in that last break. Is that right? I'm thinking that's it, Ryan, but are you in any of the other breaks? Maybe we can have some better luck for you. One of these others. So, of course, our 2017 plates and patches, we opened this by the case when it first came out. And then, of course, we ran out of cases a long time ago. And these are just some loose boxes that I managed to get my hands on. And we'll open a few more loose boxes until we run out anyway. Although I may start pairing them up later as doing maybe 2 together or something. I don't know. Might do a plates and patches mixer. That is numbered 250, Michael Vick for the Eagles. Once again, everything in here is going to be numbered. That's tradition with plates and patches. Mark Ingram to 99 for the Saints. Our nice little one-of-one printing plate out of this box is Josh McCown for the New York Jets. We have a rookie quad materials card coming up for O.J. Howard and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And what is this? Is this not numbered? Surely this is. Oh, there it is. I'm like, how am I missing this? It's numbered to 75. And looks like we've got a couple of pieces of football along with a couple of pieces of the jersey. Oh, nice. Yeah, man. We've got a little Hall of Fame coming out for the Cowboys with Mr. Bob Lilly to 50. I like that, Cowboys. That is pretty cool. I mean, if you're a Cowboys fan and you don't like Bob Lilly, well, there's something kind of wrong with that. All right, so we'll recap starting with what's in my hand. Bob Lilly and the Cowboys to 50. Maybe a little bit of edge and corner wear, nothing too extreme, but like most of our cards, a little bit. O.J. Howard to 75 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And our 1/1 printing plate is Josh McCown for the New York Jets. That was 2017 plates and patches. Jeff, I did do the mini helmet break already. It was a throwback helmet for the Redskins. Charlie Taylor, I think, right? I think that was it. And Superfly, you're not into anything tonight. You just came by to say, hey, well, I like that too. I like when you guys come by and chat with me. It keeps me company. Makes me feel less like I'm talking to myself. Oh, and I see Wooglin answered that question already in chat there too. Thank you, Wooglin. You were on it, man. I did not glance over there in a timely manner. Sorry about that. And this is going to bring us to our main event tonight, which is our Score Football third case break. This is 4 boxes. It finishes up the case, and anticipated shipping date is Saturday for this. There is a slight possibility some of this could get out on Saturday and some might slide to Monday. I'm going to try for all on Saturday, but you guys know post office has short hours that day, and this is a kind of a big sort, both in volume and in the fact that it takes a while because of all the rookies. 4 boxes of 2018 Score Football, 1/3 case, break number 3. Team names on the left, winning bidders on the right. It all ended tonight, May the 2nd on eBay. We're going to open it up tonight, May the 2nd as well. And once again, a few teams in here that did not find a home. They are designated as no bids buyback. We've got 400 cards per box. So we're looking at 1,600 cards in the break. So it is going to take us a little while to get through all this. If you need a snack or a beverage or to walk the dog or something like that, now's the time to do it when we're starting to get everything out and get packs out and all that, because we're gonna be here for a little while working on this. Oh, I'm sorry you missed the auction tonight, Superfly. Hey, I will tell you one thing that you can maybe use. I don't know. Depends on whether or not you like this sort of thing. I use it. And it is called Auction Sniper, right? And it's at auctionsniper.com. All sounds very official. But here's the deal. You can put in bids for auctions that you're interested in, as long as they're listed on eBay. It doesn't matter how many days before it ends. And Auction Sniper will place those bids for you automatically. If you don't win the bid, they don't charge you. If you do win the bid, there's a little fee. It's not much. It's usually around a quarter or something like that. But they go in and place the bids with, like, I don't know, maybe you can tell it how many seconds, but I think most commonly people do it for around 5 seconds before the auction ends. And up until probably a minute or two before the auction ends, you can adjust the bid. And it will send you a notice if you get outbid and give you a chance to increase your bid, or you can cancel your bid if you don't want it. It will even let you put in conditional bids for similar items. I've never done that part myself, but I think it would be, for instance, if you just wanted to win the Giants in a score break, it didn't matter which score break, you could put in several, but then put in some kind of parameters where, like, if you won one, then it wouldn't bid on the rest of them and that sort of thing. I've never used that part, so I'm not 100% sure how involved that is, but it's pretty cool service anyway. And first out here, numbered 250, we have Kevin White for the Bears. T. Cassidy, you are talking about Shaquem Griffin. Shaquem Griffin is the one that was just drafted to the Seahawks. His brother, Shaquille Griffin, was drafted by the Seahawks last year. And Shaquille Griffin is the one that was a short print in Contenders Football this last year, as a matter of fact. An extra little piece of trivia for you there. Huh, how about that? All kinds of interesting facts. Are you looking for, do you have the Seahawks tonight? Are you looking for Shaquem particularly? I like that kid, man. He's tough. He is, and he is good. You know, I mean, he's only had one hand since he was 5, so to him, or 4, something like that. So he doesn't know the difference of what it was ever really like to have 2 hands anyway. Having one does not slow that kid down at all. He's quite good. DeAndre Hopkins to 50 for the Texans. And he's, I'm really happy that he got drafted with his brother, because that's really what they wanted. And I don't know how much you know about the story of them, but his brother, of course, obviously went to the draft. They're twins. His brother went last year. Obviously, I said that earlier, but he went out a year early. And they were, when they were being recruited out of high school, his brother was, oh, this is killing me with this back and forth. His brother was highly regarded, I guess is the right way to say it. So there were a lot of schools that offered the brother that weren't offering, that offered Shaquille, that were not making offers to Shaquem. We'll finish this in a second. Denzel Ward coming out here for, oh boy, is that the Browns, right? Yeah, that was the Browns with pick, now their second pick in the number 4 spot, I think, was the Denzel Ward. So his brother, who has one hand, Shaquem, wasn't getting offers. Shaquille had his dream school, which I forget who it was, but he had a school that he really wanted to go to. And he got a scholarship offer from them to play football. Wanted to go there, but they wouldn't offer his brother. And he said, you know what? If you're not going to offer my brother, I'm not going to play for you. So he gave up the chance to play at the school he had always wanted to play there, to stay with his brother. It was a pretty cool story. So that's how they ended up at, I guess, were they Florida State? Is that right? In college? Because that is the program that offered them both. So that's how that works. All right, as you can see, Panini has a nasty habit of turning their cards 100 different directions within the same pack for no apparent reason. So unless someone objects, we're just going to go through them that way. And if you want everyone flipped around the right way, I can do that for you. If you don't object, we'll look at them however they are in the pack, at least unless it's something, you know, super important, and then we'll do better with it. So Tremaine Edwards, there's brothers again. Tremaine Edmonds went to the Bills. Is that right? Did he go to the Bills? Ooh, yeah, maybe the Bills. I'll have to double check that. His brother Terrell went to my Pittsburgh Steelers. Tremaine was the more accomplished of the two. Terrell was kind of projected more like second, third round. But my Pittsburgh Steelers saw something in Terrell that they liked and grabbed him. So there you have it. So both brothers in the first round of the draft. Numbered 220, we have Desmond King for the Chargers. And I think that was some kind of a record or something too, having both brothers drafted in the first round of the draft. Not maybe record's not the right word, maybe, but I think it's the first time it had happened in a long time. That's what I'm trying to get out. not doing a very good job getting that out, but that's what I was trying to say. I think it would be pretty weird, though, to have to line up against your brother, depending on what division everybody falls into, but I think that would be kind of strange. Of course, the Watts, you know, you got JJ and TJ, and so it happens, of course. But then again, maybe it really fires them up. If you look at Venus and Serena Williams, for example, you know, they played against each other for many years in tennis at high levels. Well, I was getting ready to say, oh, look, they're all going the same direction. I cursed it. I should have known better than to say that, because as soon as you do, they go the opposite direction. Leighton Vander Esch, numbered 250. He is a Dallas Cowboy. That's the one good thing, I guess, about score. Well, there's more than one good thing, but the one thing that helps me is by the time I have sorted, what will this be? What's 1,400 times 3? So 340, 200 cards. So by the time I've sorted 4,200 cards, and probably a third of them are rookies, so probably close to 1,500 rookie cards by the time I've done the case. It will help me remember to a certain extent where some of our people have been drafted, although it still takes a while to firmly cement it. It's much easier once you start seeing them with their pro team names on the card. Makes life easier, but this will help. Okay, so we had an autograph hit replaced with a Panini Rewards Point card. That seems to have been a little bit of a theme with Score this year. Typically, we would find 4 hits per box. Of course, Score does always say on average, which means they can do exactly what they just did there and replace one of them with the Rewards Point card. And of course, I'll use random.org to award that rewards card at the end of the break. Here comes Mark Andrews, and I don't remember Mark Andrews. I gotta look what I've written in my notes over here. I believe that is the Ravens for Mark Andrews. Ravens have what I think looks like a pretty good draft class this year. Of course, what do we all want to know? Is Lamar Jackson going to get on the field? You have to think, if he doesn't outplay Flacco to get the nod this season, he's definitely going to get it next season, unless he just completely collapses and just cannot adapt to the pro game at all, which I don't think is going to be the case. Because you know the Ravens are going to cut Joe Flacco loose as soon as they can get out from under that contract money, that giant contract that they awarded him after he won the Super Bowl, so he could promptly turn around and do nothing ever since. It's not that he did nothing, but okay, let's face it. He probably hasn't lived up to their expectations the last few years. And they can dump that giant contract with no cap hit and no guaranteed money due after this season, I think. I do think there's a chance, though, that Lamar plays his way onto the field this season, and that he doesn't even have to wait till next season. If he gets in there and really has a good camp, I could see it happening. I also think that Kyle Lauletta is in a pretty good spot in behind Eli Manning. I mean, whether or not he gets on the field this year, I don't know. I mean, they seem to be kind of all in on Eli, but of course they did bench him for a period last season, so I don't know. We'll see. But if not this year, again, he's another one that I think by next year he would be on the field. Next year at the latest. Ronnie Harrison, and Ronnie is numbered 2-5. And let's see, do I have anything written over here about Ronnie Harrison? I do. I believe he is a Jaguar and numbered to 5. So nice little hit there with Ronnie Harrison. And just as an aside, guys, if I do accidentally read one of these rookies to the wrong team during the live break, and I discover that, of course, when I'm sorting, I'm going to send it to the correct team. So hopefully I'm not miscalling any of them tonight. Hopefully I'm calling them to the correct team as we go along. But if it were that I made a mistake tonight, it would be corrected during sorting and they would be sent to the proper team, which is always going to be the case, okay? Anytime if I read something wrong or see it wrong during the live stream and then I find the mistake, I'm going to fix it and send it to the right place. I will send you a message, though, if you're involved in it, if I've messed something up from live stream to sort. Jaleel Scott, numbered 220. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen a whole lot, but, you know, there are times for sure when I have overlooked something or said it was one team and come to find out I was incorrect. It's kind of weird being on a Wednesday with no new products out, isn't it? I mean, this is always, not always, but most of the time, this is our new release day, but this week it's Friday. Well, why stop with one Ronnie Harrison when you can have a pair? So now you have a bookend Ronnie Harrison, a regular and one numbered to 5. Or depending on how you look at it, one to keep and one to sell, right? If you're so inclined, that is. And, of course, the undrafted rookie spot. You know what? I didn't mention that when we put the spreadsheet up there a while ago. I mean, it was on there, but usually I kind of draw attention to it, which I don't think I did tonight. But just as a refresher, anybody that was undrafted during the official 3-day, 7-round event goes into the undrafted rookie pile. Okay, so I know tons of guys have in the interim maybe signed free agent deals or they've signed deals to go to the mini camp or whatever the case may be. But for the purposes of what we're doing here, they are going to be considered an undrafted rookie unless their name was called somewhere in that 7-round event that ran for 3 days last weekend. And of course it says all that in the listing description, which hopefully you've read, but every day I am amazed at how that works. I had a guy today leave negative feedback and try to file a case and carry on because he's like, well, I bought a full-size helmet. Oh, no, you didn't. You bought into a break. It only says that like 700 times. It's Vic Beasley Jr. to 50 for the Falcons. I mean, you guys have seen my listing description, right? I mean, everything is said in there 2 or 3 different times. You know, you are not buying a new and sealed item. You are not guaranteed to get anything, etc., etc. I mean, I go out of my way to put that in there. And it's all right there in the beginning. So all they have to do before they bid is read one paragraph. Or even read the title. Because the title has the word break in it. Wouldn't that kind of lead you to believe that it's, hey, maybe something different than what you're thinking? But no. So there's always these people who don't read one single word. And, by the way, I had also sent the guy a message after the break ended and before it started saying to him, hey, it looks like, you know, you're new to my breaks. They're unique. I want to make sure you understand how it works. If you answer any questions you have, etc. Don't hear a peep from the guy, right? And then that. So I'm like, oh, some days. But honestly, that's why there's so much information in there and why sometimes we have to put up and look at the anticipated shipping dates and the constellation card info, why you look at it before the start of every break, because people, you know, they just don't always pay attention. This happens to be numbered 210, and it is Chris Godwin for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And of course, the other thing is, like, they never will just admit that they didn't read the description. You know, if the guy had just said, you know what, I did not read the description. I just looked at the picture and I bid. I didn't read the description and whatever. Then okay, but no, that's not ever how it goes. It's always, oh my, guy cussed me out. Oh yeah, you're a cheater and a liar and a scum and, you know, everything they can possibly say to you in every nasty way they can say it. Not lots of nice curse words mixed in. Oh, baby. Jaguars. How about some Leonard Fournette to 25? That's nice. That's worth the bid price for the Jags, to say the very least, not to mention that you've already hit some other things. Pulling Mr. Leonard Fournette out of there is nice. Especially to 25. Yeah, score kind of gets a bad rap sometimes, I think. Like tonight, I mean, a bunch of unsold teams, people just not that interested in score for whatever reason. Which, you know, I mean, I get it's not the highest of the high end, but it still has nice things in it. Besides even just the rookies, there's been plenty. We've actually pulled quite a bit of nice veteran stuff out of here. So, I don't know why people don't like it. Austin Allen, and oh boy, Austin Allen might be a Bengal. Don't quote me 100% on that. I will definitely have to double check that one. But that he might have been drafted by the Bengals. Hey, there's your Shaquem Griffin. Which really is probably another good situation for someone to go into, because the Bengals are kind of ripe for a change as well, I think. We're going to have a big changing of the guard in relation to the quarterback position over the course of the next couple of years. We're going to have a lot of new quarterbacks, or fairly young. Numbered to 35, Des Bryant. He was a Cowboy. Now he's wandering around looking for a home. I think the Ravens offered him, right? And he turned him down. I think that's right. So maybe they didn't offer him enough money. I don't know. Box 3 of 4 that we are opening at the moment. T. Cassidy, you're saying that is right to which thing? That that Des Bryant turned down the Ravens, or that Austin Allen was drafted by the Bengals? I don't know which one you're saying that's right too. I know there's a lag between chat and real time. I don't think it's that big of a lag, though, where you would still be back looking at Austin Allen. But it could be. I don't know. You just typed in yes, but it still doesn't tell me which one. T. Cassidy. Kyle Lauletta. Nice. That's one we were talking about just a minute ago, backing up Mr. Eli Manning and the Giants. So I think Kyle Lauletta, again, you know, you have to assume they're going to work out, and that's always the big question. But if Kyle Lauletta works out, he would of course be the heir apparent there for the Giants, if not this season, next. Oh, you were saying yes to the Des Bryant. Okay, that he did turn down the Ravens. All right. I thought it was the Ravens, but I wasn't 1,000% sure, but was fairly sure it was them. It's probably better for the Ravens that he did turn them down, frankly. They had a nice draft class. They need to get younger anyway. And Obviously, they're in the process of that, so I think they're probably better off without Des Bryant anyway. In this instance, not that I have anything against Des Bryant, just maybe he doesn't fit into what they're trying to ultimately accomplish there in Baltimore. Trevor Siemian to 20 for the Broncos. I do flip our rookies because we do want to look at our rookies right side up, I think. And of course, we have Majestic Football coming out in maybe 2 weeks. Is it a week from? Might be a week from today, actually. I started to say 2 weeks from today, but I don't think it is. I think it's a week from today. And if you guys remember Majestic from last year, it's going to be similar to that. They've made a few improvements, I think. Marcel Aitman. And Marcel, what do I have written about you, my friend? Raiders, I believe, for Marcel Aitman. Ay, ay, ay. So I don't know. I think some of the teams that haven't been as much fun to watch are about to be fun to watch again. If not this year, then next. Like maybe the Cardinals and the Ravens and the Jets and quite a few of our teams that maybe in recent years haven't been as interesting. I think are about to get very interesting. If not this year, next. They kind of get crazy there and sprinkle in our rookies with our veterans and whatnot. Well, yeah, the Ravens' 32nd pick was, of course, Mr. Lamar Jackson. And I do think that that's, again, provided that his game translates, which I think it will. And I think they can build around him. I think it's an excellent choice. Yeah, everybody's got their knocks on Lamar Jackson, and all the talking heads talk about why he won't succeed, blah blah blah. But I think he will. Numbered to 35 with Rashaan Evans. And you know the thing about it is, Griffin plays a very similar style, I guess, is the right way to say that. I just stacked that in the wrong place. Daggone it. Hang on one second. I'm trying to keep my rookies stacked separately so that it makes life easier when I sort this. And I just stacked a bunch of stuff in the wrong spot. So I think they're going to design their offense around possibly Lamar Jackson and RG3 and play to their strengths, which is another reason that I think that it's possible that they might, that Lamar in particular might shoot right on past Joe Flacco this year. Again, it's going to depend how he does in camp, how well he adjusts, etc. But I think that they're very willing to build around him, to build their offense to his strengths. Mason Rudolph. Yeah. To my Pittsburgh Steelers. Also drafted his teammate, James Washington. So, wonder if that's some kind of a draft thing too, right? The teammates drafted by the same team in the same year. I don't know. I think this part of the case has been quite good tonight. And actually the one that had the least interest. I think this break did worse than either of the other two, but I think we've probably pulled the best stuff out of here. Numbered to 50, we have Anthony Miller. Oh, you're a Redskins fan. Okay. And you said, just as an NFL fan, you see little motivation with Flacco. You mean you think that Flacco himself is unmotivated, or you mean you think the team is unmotivated to stick with Flacco? I'm thinking you probably mean that Flacco is unmotivated. If that's the case, that little young rookie quarterback ought to wake him up. Isn't it funny what the drafting of Mason Rudolph has done for my man Big Ben Roethlisberger, right? I mean, Ben last season, or before last season, I don't know if I'm going to play, blah, 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 ultimately comes back. At the end of this last season, well, I might play a couple more years, but I'm going to take it year by year. This is Terrell Suggs for the Ravens to 50. Oh, I've got to sneeze. Sorry, hang on. Excuse me. It was into the elbow, guys, so no worries. Hands are still nice and clean for your cards. So then they come along and draft Mason Rudolph, and miraculously, Ben says, this was yesterday, I think, comes out, yeah, I'm going to play another 3 to 5 years. Yeah. No more of, I'm taking it year by year. I'm going to wait and see what happens. Oh, no. Now, all of a sudden, it's, yes, I'm going to play 3 to 5 more years. I'm glad if Mason Rudolph is going to be their quarterback of the future, but I'm not quite done with the job yet, kind of thing. Like, yeah, okay, so it sounds like Big Ben is expecting a little competition from Mason Rudolph. So maybe he's gonna be a little more motivated. Not that he played badly last year, but you know what I mean. And everybody thinks that Josh Dobbs is going to be the odd man out, right? They think that he's the one that's going to get bumped because somebody's going to go, either Josh or Landry. Because you know what, you're not gonna dump Mason Rudolph. You're just not. I don't care how badly he does in training camp. They're not going to cut Mason Rudolph. Lavon Coleman, who maybe was undrafted. Yeah, Lavon Coleman undrafted. So it goes obviously to the undrafted bidding position. So I think you have to sit there at that point and look at a couple of things. I mean, one, Josh Dobbs, I think maybe he wasn't great last year, but I think he's been learning, he's been improving, and he's inexpensive, okay? Who's always in trouble with their cap hit? The Steelers. Who's going to cost them a lot more money to keep? Landry Jones. And, Landry's serviceable for sure, but he's hit his potential. There's not like you're going to see something new and surprise you out of Landry Jones. You could see something new that surprised you for Josh Dobbs. And Josh Dobbs is going to cost you a lot less money. And we're going to need that money next year. We're going to need it. We got a lot of people going into, I think a lot of our O-line maybe is going into free agency next year. So I think that it's going to be Landry that is going to be the odd man out. Because you're not getting rid of Ben. You're not getting rid of Mason Rudolph. So it comes down to either Dobbs or Jones. And my money's on they keep Dobbs. A lot of the talking heads say they're going to keep Landry. I don't think so. We'll see. Royce Freeman, I don't remember at all. Let me see if I can see it over here. Royce Freeman is a Bronco, I do believe. That's why I have that handy little list, right? I basically printed out the checklist for score after the draft concluded, and then I marked it all up with what team each of these guys were drafted to. So Yeah, T. Cassidy. I mean, obviously, I'm with you. I think Landry's the one that's going to be the odd man out. But as I said, many of the other talking head expert types say it's going to be the opposite way, and that Josh Dobbs is going to be the odd man out. And they're probably, I mean, they may be right. I don't know. They're probably in a better position to know the answer to that than I am. That's just my 2 cents worth. I'm just looking at the whole picture. I think Semi was undrafted. Yeah, so Semi Cobbs Jr. also headed to the undrafted rookies bidding position. I also think, though, that Mason Rudolph, even if they keep Josh Dobbs, I think that Mason Rudolph probably ends up as the backup and Josh Dobbs probably still the number 3 unless something really crazy happens in camp. And I think that primarily because the offensive coordinator said something to the effect of it would be less of a transition for Mason Rudolph to come from college to pro than it's been for Josh Dobbs to come to the pros. So, you know, that's numbered to 20 with Lamar Miller for the Texans. So that kind of tells me, just reading between the lines, that maybe Josh has not picked some things up as easily, maybe, or as quickly as the Steelers would have liked. So that's kind of what, based on that, really based on that alone, I'm kind of theorizing that it ends up being Big Ben, Mason Rudolph, Josh Dobbs. But of course, it's going to be fun to watch Josh Allen and Josh Rosen too. I mean, Josh Rosen is still so mad that he went with the 10th pick. I mean, he is super, super unhappy about that, and did not mind letting everyone know that he was super, super unhappy about that. So he's going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder, that's for sure. He's going to be out to prove that he shouldn't have been as far down the line as he was. Another 250 rewards point card. So that was another signature hit that was replaced with a points card. We will, of course, give both of those out using random.org when we finish up the break. T. Cassidy is asking me, do I think Big Ben will really play for 5 more years? I don't know that he'll play for 5 more years, but he might. I mean, you know, he as I said, he may be re-energized and ready to go. I do think he'll play for at least 2 or 3 more years. He might play for 5. I mean, he himself said 3 to 5, so, you know. So, here we have Quadre Henderson with a nice little 1-of-1 printing plate with a signature. And, oh boy, I know where this goes and I'm having a brain hinder. I got to pull up the list, guys. Sorry. Oh, man, why can't I say? Where is it on my list? Oh, he was undrafted. Okay, so I think he signed a deal in the interim, but he was originally undrafted. So look at that. Undrafted rookie's bidding position picks up a nice 1-of-1 autograph printing plate. Sweet. So, yeah, I mean, Ben is what is Ben? 37, maybe? 36, 37. Started in 2004 was his rookie year. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe another 3 years or so. I don't think... You never know. I mean, he could play 5, but a lot of it, too, will depend on the O-line. I mean, we have a really good line protecting him right now. He has not spent a lot of time on his butt the last couple of seasons, and that makes a big difference, especially for an older quarterback as he is. So if they can keep him upright and he continues to have that superior protection, then yeah, maybe. And he's really very close to his O-line, and they to him. And I know at least a couple of those guys are locked in till 2021. And then because we just did deals with them pretty recently. And then I think we've got a couple more, though, that will hit free agency next year. And that may be a different matter. But maybe we'll get rid of Landry. Not that I dislike him, but I would like to have his cap space. Tell you that. Well, but that again is assuming that Mason is ready to go or that Josh is, one of the two, because there's no guarantee that Ben is healthy for every game either. But you never know. I mean, everybody seems to want to play forever these days. I mean, Tom Brady, already 41, right? He's wanting to play X number of more years. And Eli Manning, of course, drafted at the same time, same year that Big Ben was. And Eli is still playing and still planning on playing. So the days of quarterbacks retiring early seem to be behind us. This is numbered to 6. Kind of weird, right? Not 5, but 6. And it is Benny Fowler for the Broncos. All right, 2 packs left. And then, of course, we will recap our numbered cards. We will recap our signed cards and also award the 2, well, so far 2. We could still find another one yet, but whatever we have in Panini Rewards points, we'll also give those out at the end of the break. That is numbered to 50. Alexander for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, wow. I don't know if like, when's the last time you've seen Travis Kelce without a helmet on a trading card? I don't remember. All right, last pack. I think this is a good year to speculate on quarterbacks, though. Because not all of them may start right away. I mean, it might be like a Pat Mahomes situation. But I think most of our quarterbacks that went this year have a really pretty legitimate start, or a pretty legitimate shot at starting in the next year or two. To 35, Jeremy Maclin for the Ravens. I might even find myself quarterback speculating in a few breaks. You never know. It's hard for me to bid on anybody but my Steelers, but I might. I might buy into some on some of the other teams. So we will have a recap, but before we get to that, we've got these 2 rewards points cards. Putting them in sleeves so I can write on it momentarily. I will bring you along with me as we go through this process. So the first thing is I will cut and paste all of our bidding positions from the spreadsheet. That does include the undrafted rookies bidding position. Next, we're going to buzz over here to, let's switch your view first, and then I'll switch mine. Buzz over here to random.org, and I'm going to paste all of that stuff that we just copied in there. We'll scroll through it so you can verify that everything made it in as it should have. We've got to hit random 1 time, and the teams that end up in position 1 and position 2 will each take home one of those 250 points cards. So the Baltimore Ravens are going to get one of them, and the Cincinnati Bengals will get the other. So Ravens and Bengals taking home our points cards tonight. After we do the recap, I will also put up the spreadsheet information. If anybody missed it earlier, that gives you an anticipated shipping date and all that kind of jazz. So we'll run through that again in a minute as well. First, let's take a quick little scroll through here. Our numbered cards to 35, to 50. That one was to 6. To 20, 50, 50, 35, 20, 35, 10, 50, 20, 50, 20, 50, and 50. All right. I believe I stacked everything that was numbered separately. If I missed anything and accidentally stacked it in with the regular cards, of course you're going to get it if you saw it go through earlier. It's here somewhere if I accidentally put it somewhere else. All right, 250 points went to the Bengals using random.org. 250 points went to the Ravens using random.org. We have a nice autograph. It's a sticker auto, but an autographed 1/1 printing plate, Quadre Henderson, who was an undrafted. Semi Cobbs Jr., who was also undrafted. Royce Freeman. Why can't I remember Royce Freeman every time I have to look this up? He's the Broncos. I believe that Coleman here, Levon Coleman, is also undrafted, so the undrafted position's cleaning up right now. Mason Rudolph to the Steelers. Marcel Aitman to the Raiders. Kyle Lauletta to the Giants. Austin Allen was also, I believe, was Austin Allen also undrafted, wasn't he? Or was he? I think he was undrafted. I don't know. I'll have to double check him. Leonard Fournette for the Jags. Ronnie Harrison. Ronnie, where are you, friend? For the Jaguars, I believe. Another Ronnie Harrison for the Jags. You know what? That is numbered to 6. Earlier I said it was numbered to 5, but it is numbered to 6. I just said that wrong. Mark Andrews, Ravens. Tremaine Edwards, I think is the Bills. Let's flip over here. Tremaine Edmonds, yeah, Bills. And then Denzel Ward is the Browns. So who was I not sure about a minute ago? Which is the... I'm going to look him up again. Austin Allen. Yeah, he is undrafted. I think earlier I thought I said he was the Bengals, but he's not. He was undrafted. Auden Tate is the Bengals. Austin Allen appears to be undrafted, so I think I might have said him wrong earlier. Yeah. See, that's why I shouldn't say him out loud, right? Because sometimes I do get them wrong. So, all right, let me put the spreadsheet information up there again for you. In case you missed it earlier, let me get it switched over to it. Yeah. And for those of you who are taking off, which is probably most of you, thank you once again for participating. I always appreciate you joining me in whatever capacity, bidding, breaking, chatting, etc. So once again, there's your anticipated shipping info, and sometimes things change. Occasionally I can get something out a little earlier. Every once in a while, something will slide a little bit later. In the case of a Saturday ship date, if something were to slide a little bit later, of course, that would mean Monday, since there's no postal service on Sunday. And then we'll take another quick little spin here through our breaks that are coming up in the days ahead. We've got Bowman, baseball, Prime Signatures, football, National Treasures, basketball, and all kinds of other things mixed in there with one-box breaks and autographed memorabilia and all kinds of fun stuff coming up in the days ahead. So hopefully I will see you again on another break along the way. In the meantime, thanks once again for joining me tonight, and you have a great rest of your evening. We'll see you the next time. Bye now.